I didn't even know where to start from. The technical side, the performance, or the writing. Like, how do you write something like this? A guy got stuck inside the landslide. What does he do inside? Like, how do you write it? Only with pure passion you can take up such a task and do it with utmost dedication. Now, I did have one issue with the film, but let's talk about it. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince and let's talk about the latest Malayalam film Malayankunju, directed by Sajimon Prabhakar, written and shot by Mahesh Narayanan. Now I'm sure by this point most of you have already seen the movie, but if you haven't, go watch it on Amazon Prime. Only continue watching this video if you have seen the movie. Now this film comes under the genre of survival thriller. Now personally I haven't seen many and it's not really a genre that attracts me. But basically a great survival thriller will give you the feeling of being stuck just like the character in the film. And personally, that's not really a nice feeling I want to have. I'll not really go out of my way to watch such films and watch them again to experience the same thing. Why? I wouldn't do that. But the thing with this film is that the way it mixes the survival genre and brings a narrative to it. The survival part is just 1/3 of the film. The remaining 2/3 is story, is characters, there's drama, and even if you remove the whole landslide aspect from it, there's still a story and a film to be seen. And that's the amazing part of this film. For me, that makes it rewatchable. There are layers to the characters, there's subtext, there's flashbacks telling us a story about a character. And actually the whole landslide and the survival part is a redemption for the character. And you know, when you are stuck under that rubble, your caste, your creed, your religion, your gender, your race, nothing matters. There's only two things. You're either dead or you're alive. That's it. The nature brings us back to the basic level, where it's just about survival. And what helps our character to survive is the baby. The baby he hated. The cry he didn't want to hear. And now it's the same cry that's motivating him to come out of this, to come out of it alive. And the redemption arc, how do we see it? In the beginning we see he'll not take the same curry that people he thinks are below him has used already. He'll not touch food meant for them. And here, when it's only about survival, he is drinking the muddy water. He is eating the food not thinking who made it. How suddenly when it's about our life, all the differences go away. We don't care. Because the ultimate truth is life. Nothing else. And that's what nature tells us. And this is the way it reminds us of that. You know, having seen the behind the scenes, while watching the film, I was like, oh my god, how did they do this? This looks so real, so legit. The set design, the lighting, the camera work. To understand what's really happening and follow the action is just outstanding. It's unbelievable that they pulled it off. And all of this is assisted by great music by Rahman and the sound effects, which really add so much to the captured footage. Now the visual effects to my eye was very visible and obvious. I know that they were on a budget, but you know, sometimes it's not really about the budget or the time, you know, given for these effects, because we don't really know what happens in a landslide. We don't have a visual reference how things look. So it all, you know, comes to our imagination. It comes to the research we have done and what we think would happen, but it really didn't hamper the experience. And you know, all this technical brilliance will go to waste if the actor performing is not convincing enough. And that's where we come to the performance of Mr. Fahadh Fazil. He's so good. Like within 2 minutes, I'm like, yes, I'm watching a Fahadh Fazil movie. And 2 minutes later, I forgot it's a Fahadh Fazil movie. I'm watching this character. I'm lost in this story. He's so good. And I think I'm onto something. It's his hairstyle, the way he keeps his facial hair. Every character he does something different, which makes him totally that character. The way he looks at things, you know, small nuances, and is totally transformed. He was Anil for me, a selfish, bigoted man suffering from trauma. And I felt the whole cast did a really good job. Now, coming to the issue I had was the scene where we see the dad saving him. Now, of course, you know, it was a vision and I have no problem with that vision. But my problem was, you know, how long that vision went on. Like the father saves him from the water, takes him out and then talks to him, which I was not a big fan of. Because that moment felt like spoon feeding to me. That he's telling him, now you have to save them, forget who they are, you have to save the baby, our caste doesn't matter anymore. Like all that was self-understood and I felt that was just spoon feeding, which personally I didn't like, but maybe it works for the audiences. And then when he becomes conscious, he's still in the water and he uses the same trick to get out of it, which I felt again was repetitive. Because that scene made me think, okay, so he had a vision about his father saving him and then he used the same way to come out of it. Like, okay. It's just a small nitpick I had. Now I know there's so much to talk about in this film and we'll be doing a live session for it. Until then, you can check out my video essay on Pudu. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.